उपनीतं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालयै कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्नाय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतिसे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपीश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। ॐ वृंदावै तुलसीदेव वै प्रिया वै केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदे देवी सतवत्यै नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So first of all, offer my humble respectful obeisances unto lotus feet of my Gurupad Padma Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtottara Satasya Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Silavan Goswami Maharaj and Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtottara Satasya Bhakti Vedanta Silavan Goswami Maharaj. Simultaneously offer my humble respectful Dandavat Pranam lotus feet of Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtottara Satasya Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj and all senior devotees and all Vaishnavis and presented all of my respectful guests. So today I shall discuss about Vyasa Puja because in according to Indian calendar, tomorrow will be celebrated in Vyasa Puja, the appearance day of Krishna, Daipayan, Ved of Vyas. And also we will celebrate the disappearance day of Sanatan Goswami Path. But tomorrow will be short time because so everybody will be busy. So for this regard, I think today is good to discuss about Vyasa Puja and also disappearance, the glorification of the disappearance of Sanatan Goswami Path. And actually this katha will be discussed few days. But today we will also discuss about Vyasa Puja and Krishna, the appearance day of Vasudev Goswami, Krishna Devan Ved of Vyas, and who appeared in this material world, and he is called the Saptabis avatar of Krishna, and that means Lord invested all his potency in his heart. For this regard, he is called also Saptabis avatar. That means Lord gave him all his Sakti, and he manifested all Gyan or knowledge in his heart. Ved, Puran, Upanishad, everything. For this regard, our Shastra saying, he is called Krishna Devan Veda Vyas, he is called the Gyano Saptavis Avatar. Gyan means knowledge. That means Lord invested all his knowledge in his heart. For this regard, he is called Gyanavis Avatar. And Lord gave his this potential in his heart. And so first I also explain Vyas means is Vyas Vistaras Vyasa Vistararthe iti Vyasa. Vistar means to spread. That means one who spread the all the spiritual knowledge all over the world or he is called the Vyasa. Vyasa Vistararte iti Vyasa. Yeah. So in our spiritual world, Krishna Dvaipana Vedavyas, he spread all the spiritual knowledge and all over the world, and that means he manifested all Ved, Puran, Upanishad, everything. And so now we coming actual this Vyasa Puja. Puja means that is called pleasure. And so that means this Vyasa Puja actual proper way manifested by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Bhagavad Vrindavan Das Thakur nicely and elaborately and explain how and Nityananda Prabhu he also established and what is the perfect meaning of Vyasa Puja. And that Vyasa Puja also Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inspired in the heart of all his followers. So Chaitanya Bhagavad Vrindavan Das Thakur explained, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself told to Nityananda Prabhu, hey Nityananda Kali Habe Vyasere Pujan, that tomorrow we will celebrate the Vyasa Puja. Vyasa Puja one is called Ashadi Purnima. According to Indian calendar, the Ashadi Purnima, that is called Vyasa Puja. So for this regard, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself told to Nityananda Prabhu, Sono Sono Nityananda Kali Habe Vyasare Pujan. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told to Nityananda, tomorrow we will celebrate the Vyasa Puja. That means the appearance day of Krishna Dvaipan Vedavyas. But where we will perform this Vyasa Puja? That time Nityananda Prabhu, he hold the hand of Srivas Thakur. And Srivas, tomorrow we will perform the Vyasa Puja in the house of Srivas Thakur. Then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, oh, Srivas is very poor Brahmana. And how possible he will arrange the Vyasa Puja in his house? Because many people will come, need many kinds of ingredients, rice, sabji, and also garland, and many kinds of ingredients of Vyasa Puja. And then Srivas Thakur, very humble, and he hold the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srivas Thakur told Prabhu, if you in my home, and so what? And I am not afraid to celebrate this expensive of the Vyasa Puja. Because you are Gauru Narayan. Where is Narayan? Automatically Lakshmi is there. So automatically everything will come. Prabhu, just you give me permission and this opportunity, I can to arrange Vyasa Puja in my house. Then Lord Chaitanya Bharu pleased. Then next day, early in the morning, all devotees, they also arrived in the house of Srivas Thakur. And Srivas also prepared a very nice decoration and Vyasa Puja and garland, flowers, and also Vyasa Ghata, and also different ingredients, and nicely decorate that place where Vyasdev will sit, very nice, beautiful, and throne, Singhasan, everything is there, and prepare for Lord Asan for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, for all the devotees. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, then all devotees also chanted holy names and Nam Sankirtan, and from evening to midday, Nam Sankirtan is going on this way. And Hari Hare Nama Krishna, Jadavaya Nama, Jadavaya Madhavaya, Kesavaya Nama. Gopal Govinda Ram, Simadhi Sudan, Giridhari Gopinath, Madanama. In this way, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu completely absorbed in Nam Sankirtan. And then when almost midday, then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, all devotees, they are very hungry. So we have to offer our Puspanjali on the lotus feet of Vyasadeva. Yeah? Nityananda Prabhu will first who will offer the flowers to Vyasadeva. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, or Nityananda, because Nityananda is the topmost among of all the devotees. And because Nityananda Prabhu, he is the disciple of Lakshmipati Tirtha. And some also explain he is the disciple of Madhavendra Puripad. Anyhow, and some also saying he is the disciple of Madhavendra Puripad. Some also explain Lakshmipati Tirtha. And so, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, okay, so Nityananda first he offered his Puspanjali unto the lotus feet of Vyasadeva. So Nityananda Prabhu, he took the garland and he is going to offer this garland to Vyasadeva. But he did not offer, just he hold, and few minutes passed. Then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Nitai, first you offer this garland to Vyasadeva. Then others they will offer their Puspanjali. But Nityananda Prabhu completely absorbed his own mood, just using his word, hi, hi, hi. I am doing, I am doing, I am doing. Then, in this way, maybe 10 minutes passed, then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again told, hey, Srivas, hey, Sripad. Mahaprabhu most of the time use this word, hey, Sripad. And Sripad, don't waste the time, because all devotees, they are very hungry, they have to take prasad and other activities of Vyasa Puja. So you are the senior most devotee. So you have to first offer your Puspanjali, lotus feet of Vyasadeva. But after 10 minutes, then Nityananda Prabhu, he took that the same garland, he offered to on the neck of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That means Nityananda Prabhu, he proved the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, actually he is called origin Vyasa. Krishnang Bande Jagadgurum. Actually, who is origin Vyasa? Krishna. That means Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, Son, Bhagavan. And so our Shastra says Krishnang Bande Jagadgurum. And in this way, Nityananda Prabhu, he proved Krishna is, that means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the origin Vyasa. And then in this way, very nice, beautiful, these pastimes observed in the house of Srivas Thakur. Then everybody offer their Puspanjali, lotus feet of Vyasadeva and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And so now coming in this way, first I also explain the Krishna Dvaipayan Vedavyas. And his name is called Krishna. He is non-defense of Krishna. And because he is called the Krishna's and Shakti Ganavesh avatar. Another, his complexion also Krishna Varna. And for this regard, he is called Krishna. Dvaipayan, and he was born on the island. And for this regard, he is called also Dvaipayan. Vedavyas, and Veda, he manifested all the Vedas. And first Veda is one, that is called Rig Veda. Then he manifested and another three, that is called Sam, Joju, and Atharva Veda. Vyasa, and Vyasa means Vyasa Vistararthe iti Vyasa, and he spread all the knowledge. And for this regard, his name is called Vyasa. That means his complete name, that is called Krishna Dvaipayan Vedavyas. And his mother name is called what is name? Satyavati or Matsya Gandha. And this is very nice, beautiful story how Vasudev manifested in this matter world. Though everything is eternal and transcendental, and once Parasa Rishi, very high class, exalted Rishi, Parasa Rishi, and Parasa Rishi, and midday he came, he had to cross uh, the river Jamuna. But that time, that the boatman, and he was very tired midday, and then he told, I can't to drive my boat, but my younger daughter, her name is Matsyagandha or Satyavati. Later her name is called Satyavati. Before her name was Matsyagandha. Maybe she will drive this boat and cross to you in a river. Now it's a little bit also explain why and everybody called her Matsyagandha. Matsyagandha means and so much and the fragrance of fish and coming from his body. For this regard, everybody called her and Matsya Gandha. Matsya means fish, Gandha means smell. The smell of fish coming from her body. For this regard, everybody called her Matsya Gandha. Yeah. So maybe again your question will be arise. Yeah, why the the fragrance of fish coming from his body? Actually, once one damsel, she was flying over the river, then her what is called uh, pregnant also miscarriage and fell down in the water of the river. In the meantime, one fish and ate her and womb and miscarriage. And then and one fisherman caught there the same fish and and offer to that the boatman, and that boatman cut the fish and came, and then he saw that the one very nice, beautiful, small baby. Eh? But that baby is very beautiful and attractive because she was born from the womb of damsel. So for this regard, she was very beautiful and attractive. But that smell of fish coming from his body. For this, everybody called her Matsyagandha. So now coming in this way, so that boatman, he told her daughter, she may also drive the boat and cross the river to Parasa Rishi. And she was very young and youth. She was driving the boat. Then when boat came in the middle of the river, then Parasa Rishi just noticed to her, then automatically she became pregnant. Then she became very shy because she was what is called unmarried, and she is called Kumari. And then she thinking what will do. Then Parasa Rishi told, don't worry. And then boat have stopped in one middle of the island of the river. And then very quick, she also gave birth one baby. And that and Parasa Rishi told, oh, and you will get two benefits. This boy and your son will be famous. He will be famous and he will be manifest all Ved, Puran, Upanishad, these things, and Mahan Rishi also. In this way, Parasari gave bliss to her, and another, all your bad smell of fish disappear from your body. So, according to the causeless mercy of Parasar Rishi, and Vasudev, he manifested from the womb of Matsyagandha. So now coming in this way, and his name is called Krishna Dvaipan, when Krishna means Lord Krishna himself, and appeared in the womb of Matsyagandha or Satyavati. Later her name also Satyavati. And so actual then Krishna Saktabes avatar. So his name is called Krishna Dvaipayan. He was born in the island of the river. He is called also Dvaipayan. And Ved of Vyas, he manifested Ved, Puran, Upanishad, everything also. And Vyasa mane Vistar, mane he also spread all these things. And Srimad Bhagavatam and also discussed this katha, first canto and fifth chapter about Vyasa Narad Sambad, the conversation between Vyas and Narad Rishi also. And so Vyasdev, he also told to Narad Rishi, Narad Rishi told all his life history to Vyasdev. And once Narad Rishi, Vyasdev, he after perform all his morning activities, prata karma, then he was sitting on the river of Saraswati, but his mind is very disturbed. He did not know what is the cause of his disturbance of his mind. Sometimes you don't know what is the cause of the disturbance of your mind. Sometimes mind disturbance or not. Yes. How, but you don't know what is the cause of the disturbance of your mind. You don't know. In the same way, Krishna Dvaipan Ved of Vyas, he was sitting on the bank of the river of Saraswati, but he did not know what is the cause of the disturbance of his mind. And in the meantime, by the causeless mercy of Krishna, then Narad Rishi appeared. Then Narad Rishi told, hey, Vyasdev, I know the cause of disturbance of your mind. Then Vyasdev, very humble, paid his obeisances, lotus feet of Narad Rishi. Then Narad Rishi explained, hey Vyasdev, you manifested all Ved, Puran, Upanishad, everything. This is true. That means you manifested 4 Vedas, Rig, Sam, Jaju, Atharva, Puran and Upanishad, and 11,000 11,108 and Upanishad you also manifested, and Puranas and 17 Puranas you also manifested, and many things you manifest. This is true. But in your Shastra Puranas, you not completely or explain who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sang Bhagavan. Because those who are reading your book and Puranas, as like Garga Samhita, Matsya Puran, Kurma Puran, and understand 6 types of Puran. Now 3 types of Puran. That is called Sattik Puran, Rajasic Puran, and Tamasic Puran. So those who are reading this Puran and all these Puranas also 6. That means 6 into 3. That is called 18 Puranas. But first he manifested the 17 Puranas. Later he manifested the Bhagavad Puranam. So those who are reading your book and Puranas, their mind will be disturbed. They don't know, they can't understand who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sang Puran, Sang Bhagavan. Such as given example, if you read Brahma Vaivarta Puran or Brahmanda Puran, then you will be think Brahma is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If you read Vishnu Puran, then the Vishnu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If you read Shiva Puranam, then you think Shivji is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sang Bhagavan. But our scriptures explain Lord is one. Ekameva Advityam. He is one without second. But here all the Puranas not clearly explain who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sang Bhagavan. So people, their mind very disturbed and confused. Who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sang Bhagavan? Then another, in your Puranas, you not clearly explain what is the ultimate goal of the human being. you explain about four things: dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Dharma means religion, artha means economical development, dharma, artha. Kama means that is called material sense gratification. Moksha means that is called liberation, mukti. But after mukti and liberation, what is the supreme goal, ultimate goal? You did not explain. So people, their mind very disturbed. That means you explain Chaturvarga, but you did not explain Pancham Purushartha, Krishna Prem. Third, you also explain all Krishna Leelas not clearly, and not in sequence. And so people mind is very disturbed. Oh, this is not. Krishna, so for this regard, um, people cannot understand. And Vrindavan Krishna, Madhuradhis Krishna, and Dargadhis Krishna. And you not in sequence explain in all these lila. And fourth, you not clearly explain. And the gopis prem is the topmost. Or among the gopis, Srimati Radhika is the topmost. Her prem, love, that is supreme. Eh? You can not clearly explain all your Puranas. What is the last limit? Divine love of Srimati Radhika. Eh? It did not explain these things. For this regard, people, they also confuse. And all their and activities confuse also coming your mind, and for this regard, your mind is stuck. Then Vasudev, very humble, he asked to Naradishi, so what will I do now? That time Naradishi told, hey Vasudev, actual you again you write latest Puranam Srimad Bhagavatam and explain all these things in clearly. First you explain ete changsa kalapungsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Ete changsa kalapungsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. You clearly explain this way. This Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and all the incarnation, and they also manifested from Krishna. And Lord, he appears in this material world, reestablished the Varnashram Dharma, and destroyed the demon, and protect the sadhus. Paritranam sadhunam vinasaya duskritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami juge juge. You clearly explain all these things. Second, you also explain the dharma, artha, kama, moksha. This is not our ultimate goal. Our ultimate goal, that is called Krishna Prem, Krishna Sambandha, and or Bhakti, Avidya, and Prem Prayojan. Prayojan means ultimate goal. So you have to clear, explain your latest Purana Srimad Bhagavatam, Prema Prayojan. Third, you also explain very clearly Krishna and his Parikar associates, Radha, Lalita, Vishakha, and sequence also explain all Krishna Lila Katha, Vrindavan Lila. First you explain Vrindavan Lila, then Mathura Lila, then Dwaraka Lila Katha. In this way, in sequence explain, then everybody can understand. And fourth, you explain about Srimati Radhika's last limit of prem towards Krishna, and that means Gopi Geet, Brahmar Geet, and especially Brahmar Geet, you explain this way, and then everybody can understand. Then Vasudev told, yeah, how can I manifest the latest Purana of Srimad Bhagavatam? Then Vasudev told, you have to practice, and what is called? That is called Bhakti Yoga. And so what is the Bhakti Yoga? And just you chant Lord's holy names, meditate to him, then Lord automatically manifest in your heart, and by the causeless of mercy of Lord, then everything you realize, then everything is revealed in your heart. So for this regard, Narad Rishi, he quoted one verse, this thing, Bhakti Yogena Manasi, Sammaka Pranite Amale, Apasat Purusam Purna, Mayancha Tadapasram. So Vasudev, he practiced Bhakti Yoga, then he direct and he saw Krishna's all Leelas in Golok Vrindavan, how Krishna appeared from the womb of Mother Yashoda. And then how Krishna, he also playing and with his friend Subal Siddham and herding the cows, Gocharan Lila, that is called Sakha. Then Krishna, how is playing the sweet amorous pastimes with gopis and Srimati Radhika, Ras Lila, everything. Then Krishna left Vrindavan to Mathura, and in Mathura he killed Kamsa and also saved the Mathura Vasi, and also and what is called he released that he released an original name. Kamsa's father's name, um, Ugrasen, from the jail. Then he also released Devaki and Vasudev from the prison. And in this way, and how Krishna killed all the demons of Jarasandha, and then Krishna next lila, that is called Dwaraka lila, how Krishna performed his sweet lila in Dwaraka, married 16,108 queens and many his sons and daughters, and then Krishna, and after his one lila, that is called Mausal lila, then after this Mausal lila, then Krishna disappeared from this material world and attained his transcendental abode, Golok Vrindavan. So Vasudev, when he observes the bhakti yoga, then he directs all these. So saying the bhakti yoga na manasi sammaka pranite amale apasat purusang purna. Apasat means he saw Purna Purush sang Bhagavan, Krishna, and he also saw how the jivas entangled with Maya, and how Jiva also free from Maya. And Vasudev, he saw Maya, that is illusory potency of Lord, and she is very far from Krishna. And that means Vasudev, he realized about Krishna Tattva, Jiva Tattva, Maya Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Prema Tattva, everything. Then he manifested the latest Puranam, Srimad Bhagavatam. So here also explain this way. Vasudev, Krishna Dvaipayan, Vasudev, he manifested this thing, all these tattva, and he spread all Ved, Puran, Upanishad this way. Now coming in this way, especially I want to speak about, because in Kali Yuga, Shankaracharya, he appeared, that means Lord Shiva, he appeared in the form of Shankaracharya, and he also preached Mayavadi philosophy. Especially Shankaracharya, and he manifested his four principles, that is called Aham Brahmasmi, he also explained, that is called Aham Brahmas, and Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, and Sarvam Khalidam Brahma, and fourth, that is called Pragyanam Brahma. Shankaracharya, these four instruction. But my Gurudev, Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj, very nicely and elaborately, he explained what is the inner meaning of this Shankar Mahavakya. Because Shankaracharya, he quoted this verse from Veda Upanishad. He did not imaginary, he wrote this verse. But his explanation is what? That his explanation, that is called Mayavad philosophy. For this regard, Shastra explain Mayavad dos jar hriday pasila chitta tahar vajra sama velo. And one's heart contaminated with the Shankar Mayavad philosophy, his heart is as like thunderbolt. And Bhakti Devi will not manifest in his heart. And because Shankara is Lord Shiva, Shankara Sakshat, Lord himself, then Krishna himself gave order to Shivji, hey Shiva, you preach the Mayavad philosophy, and especially in these four Vedas, Vakko, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahma, Sarvam Kalidang Brahma, Tattvamasi, or Pragyanam Brahma. Just we are going to discuss these things. Actually, this is not the fault of Shivji and not the fault of Shankaracharya. And Lord Shiva himself told, because once Devi Parvati, the consort of Lord Shiva, she asked, "Oh my husband, why did you preach this Mayavad philosophy?" And people, they completely are confused, and they going to Maya, and they will suffer, and they, because they committed offenses, lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. কাশিতে পড়ায় বেটা প্রকাশানন্দ মোর বেদ নাম বেদ অর্থ না মানিয়া আমার অঙ্গ করে খণ্ড খণ্ড. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told in Kashi, Prakashananda is completely impartialist. He does not know the perfect meaning of Vedas. And he explained, I have no form, Nirakar, Nirvises, Niranjan. That means he's cutting my body in pieces. And I will give heavy punishment to him. So that means Vedas also explain about these four mantras. And Shankaracharya, he also preached these four mantras, Aham Brahmasmi, Pragyanam Brahma, Sarvam Khalidam Brahma, or Tattvamasi, Pragyanam Brahma. But my Gurudev, Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj, he explained these things. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed all his followers. Everybody have to chant holy names. But how will you chant holy names? যে রূপে নাম লইলে প্রেম উপজয় তাহার লক্ষণ শুনো স্বরূপ রাম রায়. Mahaprabhu told, he Sarva Damodar Ramananda, how will chant holy names? And if you chant holy name is not different from Krishna and Krishna Prem. So, but you have to chant holy names in proper way, then Krishna Prem will manifest in your heart. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself recited Sikshastak 8 verses of Sikshastak, Cheto Darpanam Arjanam Bhavamaha Davagni Revapanam Shreya Kairva Chandrika Vitaranam Viddabadu Jivanam Anam Mudi Vardhanam Pradipadam Purnamrita Sadhanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijeti Sri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nijo Sakti Strapitanim Smaranina Kala Etadrihi Tava Kripa Bhagamapi Durjayama Idisa Ajununanuraga Tinadavi Suni Chena Taroriva Srishuna Amani Namanadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. In this way, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he manifested the 8 verses that is called Sikshastak. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave honor to 4 great Shankaracharya's words, that is called Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, Sarvam Khalidam Brahma, Pragyanam Brahma. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained these 4 Mahavakya of Shankaracharya. Understand? 4 great Mahavakya. Inside Tinadupi Suni Chena Taroriva Srishuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. My Gurudev Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj very nicely and properly he explained, and the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told how will chant holy names, because holy names in depends from Sri Hari. So how will chant first Tinadapi Sunich, very humble, more than the blade of grass. Second, Tarurva Sahishnuna, you have to what is called Sahishnuna, tolerance as like the tree, and Omanino Mano Deno. And fourth, you have to give respect to others, never hankering for your own name, fame, and reputation, and Kirtaniya Sadahuri, and always chant holy names. And one can chant the holy name of the Lord and of a humble state of mind, thinking himself lower than the straw of the street. One should be more tolerant than the tree and devoid of all the senses of false prestige and ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant holy names of the uh, Lord constantly. This is the sixth step. This is the essence of Vedanta. Srimad Bhagavatam has described, and very clearly Srimad Bhagavat also explained, and Adi Madhya Adi Madhya Vyaseshu Vigrah this slok. Actually, this slok is explained Srimad Bhagavatam 12th canto 13th chapter slok number 11 and 12. And the purport about this slok from the beginning of the end of Srimad Bhagavatam is full of narration that encourage renunciation of material life as well as the nectarian accounts of Lord Srihari and transcendental and eternal pastimes, which give ecstasy to the saintly devotees and demigods. This Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence of all Vedanta philosophy because its subject matter is that the absolute truth, which while non-different from the spirit of soul, it is the ultimate reality, one without a second. The goal of this literature is exclusive devotional service unto the supreme truth. Sarva Vedanta Saram hi Srimad Bhagavatam Isvate. Sarva Vedanta Saram, the essence of all Ved, Puran, Upanishad, that is called Srimad Bhagavatam. And in this verse, the symptom of the Brahma and of that the Jiva's Atma are being described as similar. In this, it is not there the Advaita Gyan Tattva cannot be established. Brahma means Sagata, Sajatiya, Vijatiya, Bhed, Rahit Brahma. And here Brahma means Sagata, Sajatiya, Vijatiya, Bhed, Rahita Brahma. Sagata means Brahma is non-different from any of all his senses. He can perform all his activities and with any of his senses. For example, his eyes can not only see, but they can also walk with, they can walk, talk, and eat. So that means Lord, he can perform all his activities with all his senses. Then Sajatiya means that all his incarnation, such as Ram, Nisingha, are not different from him. Vijatiya means there is no difference between his Shakti and Shaktiman, this energy, and his himself possesses of all that the energy. Because his energy is called three types of energy: Chit Shakti, Jiv Shakti, and Maya Shakti. So Maya Shakti also is opposite of his other Shakti. But this Maya Shakti non-different from also him. And all Shakti is also manifested from him. But his topmost Shakti, that is called Sarv Shakti. Sarv Shakti, Sabaru Upari. So Chit Shakti, Jiv Shakti, Maya Shakti. Maybe later we'll also discuss this philosophy, Sagata, Sajatiya, Vijatiya, Ved Rahita, Brahma. Because our Shastra also is saying this. And Atma, and Atma is that is called eternal and transcendental. Nitto nittanam cheto chetonam eko bahunam jo vibhati kamun. And the Supreme Lord is the eternal and the living being are transcendental. The Supreme Lord is the cognizant and the living being uncognizant. The difference is that the Supreme Lord is supplying all the necessaries of life for the many of our living entity, other living entities, and Katha Upanishad gives evidence. These eternal and transcendental aspects are similar to Brahma, and Srimad Bhagavatam therefore gives the statement, and Srimad Bhagavatam gives the statement in 11th canto, 12th chapter, slok number 13. And where all those hundreds of thousands of gopis understanding me to be their most charming lover and ademptory and desiring me in their way, were unaware of my actual position, yet by the intimately associating with me, the gopis attained me, the supreme absolute truth. This means that the natural is that the certain and conclusion being that, and others and conclusion being. And in this way, our Shastra also explain this way. But now coming the explanation about my Gurudev, and what is the perfect meaning of Tinadapi Sunich? My Guru Srila Vamana Goswami Maharaj explained, Ahang Brahmasmi. Ahang Brahmasmi and Trinadapi Sunicheno. Ahang are the apparently, completely, and contradictory, and that is called, and a contradictory, that is called apat apto apatat virod. Apatit virod, that means completely contradictory. But by the mercy of Rupanuga Gurujan, this has been reconciled very nicely. What is the meaning of Trinadapi Sunich? Shankaracharya's meaning Aham Brahmasmi means I am Brahma. But here he explained Trinadapi Sunich. When this is the first line of the third slok and indicates Aham Gopi Bhortu Paduk Kamalam Dasanu Dasam. I am the servant of the lotus feet of Krishna, who is the beloved of the damsels of Braj Gopis. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also completely recited the same part of this verse. Nahum Vipro Nacha Narapati. This verse, Gopi Bhartur Padakamalo Dasanu Das. The purport about this verse, I am not a Brahma. I am not a Brahman. I am not Kshatriya, I am not Vaishya, and not Shudra. Even I am not a Brahmachari, householder, Banprastha or Sannyasi. I identify myself only as the servant of the servant of the lotus feet of Krishna, who is the maintainer of the gopis. He is like an ocean of nectar, and he is the cause of the universal transcendental bliss. He is always existing with brilliance. This is also explained in Padmavali and Srila Rupa Goswami Pad. This verse clearly explains that the Jiva's Sarup, Sarup Gyan, the transcendental knowledge of the Jiva's identity. Understand? That is called Nahang Vipro in this verse. So who am I? I am the servant of the gopis, the servant of So that means I am the servant of Krishna. Jive Sarup Hoy Krishna Nityadas. So in this verse clearly explain the Jiva's Sarup Gyan, that the transcendental knowledge of Jivas and identify. This coming from Jiva's Samandha Gyan, knowledge of relationship. Eh? And this is the perfect scientific significance of the Shrutis mantra, Aham Brahmasmi. Just Shankaracharya, he recited, Aham Brahmasmi. That means is what? What is the perfect meaning of Aham Brahmasmi? And that means that I am not Brahma, but that I belongs to Brahma. Yeah? Aham Brahmasmi, perfect meaning, I belong to Brahma. And Brahma Jatiya. And I am not Brahma, Brahma Jatiya. And understand? Just to give an example, I am a human being. That means I belongs to human being. Manav Jati. And so I am the part and parcel of Brahma. Because Srimad Bhagavad Gita clearly explains this verse, Mamai Vangsho Jivo Luke, Jivo Bhuto Sanatanam. And all the living entities in the conditioned world are my eternal and fragmental part due to the conditioned life. They are the struggling and very hard with the six senses, and which included their mind. This means that the jivas are manifested from Krishna's Tasya Shakti or Jiva Shakti, and that is called the marginal potency of Lord. This confirms is that the Jiva is the part and parcel of Lord. And Brahma means Krishna, who is Brihat Chaitanya, and the great conscious being. Because our Shastra is saying very clearly, Brahma Sabde Mukha Arte Kahe Bhagavan Chidaishcharya and Paripurna Anurdha Saman. And Chaitanya Chaitamritam Adi Lila, 4th chapter, 7th chapter, 11th, and 111th, and very clearly explained. Brahma Sabde Mukharte Kahe Bhagavan Chidaishcharya Paripurna Anurdha Saman. Where Brahma means, and according to the direct understanding, the absolute truth is the supreme personality of Godhead, who has all spiritual opulence. No one can be equal to or greater than him. He is the supreme. And where the Brahma means is your Brahma, this word is coming from, that is called verbal root, that is called Brihan Dhatu. Brihan means, Sanskrit word Brihan means Brihat. And that Brihat, great, no one can equal with him. Who will be higher than him? Vishnu Shakti Parapukta Khetragya Tathapara Avidya Karma Sangana Titya Shakti Risate. Lord Vishnu has three energy Shakti. Vishnu Shakti Parapukta Khetragya Tathapara Avidya Karma Sangana Titya Shakti Risate. That means Jiva Shakti, Maya Shakti, and Chit Shakti. So Vishnu has Shakti. And no one also natasya karya karanta vidyate, natasya makasya adhikasya disate, parasa shakti vividha suvate sahaviki jnana bala kriyacha. And Brahma means is what? Who is unique and unparalleled. No one equal with him. So where is the used is Brahma? Brahma means then Bhagavan. Establish this verse. Brasup Chaitanya Chaitamritam explain Brahma Sabde Mukha Arthe. Mukha means principal meaning of Brahma. That is called Sain Bhagavan. And Varinandana Samsundar. Brahma Sabde Mukha Arthe Kahe Bhagavan Chidaishcharya Purnatar Anurdha Saman. Anurdha Saman. No one can equal with him. And all his body, that is called transcendental, Chid Deha. and Chid Vibhuti, and Sab Chid Chid Akar. Chid Akar means it is called transcendental form. And Chid Vibhuti, all his opulence also transcendental. And everything about the Supreme Personality of Godhead is spiritual, and including his body, opulence, and paraphernalia. So Mayavad philosophy, however, covering this spiritual opulence and, advocates the theory of impersonalism. And but this jiva is not manifested from Krishna's Maya Shakti or Jara Shakti. Material energy for his regard and Suddha pure jivas are not the enjoyed of Maya. They are the transcendental nature is completely free from Maya. And Shuddha jiva actually completely free from Maya. But the jivas, when they elucidated by Maya and gives his identity of Maya Maya Bhakta Abhiman, that means considering themselves the enjoyer of Maya. That means when jiva is coming in this material world, that means considering he is the enjoyer of Maya. And actual, so this is the category of jivas is called the Baddha jiva, and there is a conditional soul. And so he had very clearly explained and the conditional soul, and they thus giving their bodily conception. I am man, I am woman, I am enjoyer. And but when jivas mukta dasa, liberated jiv, and then they also realize their own swarup and anubhuti. And so for the jiver swarup hoy Krishna Nityadas, this continuous nature of the soul, the servant of Krishna. And so Ahang Brahmasmi, Sruti's mantra, and Trinadavi Sruti's mantra, Bhakka, has reconciled each others of this way. When jivas get this right of their pride, and it becomes inert. And for this reason, both Baddha and Mukta jivas need Abhiman. That means when jivas Baddha, his Abhiman. What is Abhiman? I am Bhokta, I am enjoyer. I am enjoyer of the Maya. Maya Bhakta Abhiman. And when jivas free from Maya, that Mukta Dasha, that Abhiman is the servant of Krishna. And Seva Abhiman. Mukta Dasha means is what? Seva Abhiman. Seva Abhiman. So what the things are taking? Trinadapi Sunich. Trinadapi, you are very humble, more than the blade of grass. The grass also has own Abhiman. What is Abhiman? I am grass. Because inside the grass also what is called? Atma is there. But this Atma's identification is not coming. He is thinking, I am grass. So Maya Abhiman is coming. Maya Abhiman is coming now. If you press your feet on the grass, then grass automatically what? Go down. And when you lift your feet from the grass, then grass again also what? Come out. Again stand up. So Abhiman is there. But here is the taking this word Abhiman. Baddha Abhiman and Mukta Abhiman. Baddha Abhiman, I am the enjoyer of Maya. Maya Bhakta Abhiman. And when you will be free from Maya, that time Mukta Abhiman, that Abhiman is called Seva Abhiman. And Seva Abhiman is coming. I am the servant of Krishna. And so this is the reconciliation. And both and Aham means ego. Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahma. And so Aham means ego. Aham Bhav. Ego. And so two things are coming. And Aham and Mamata. possessiveness are the cause of the bondage or liberation. Mukta and Baddha Dasa, this is the ego is coming. What is that egos? And I am Bhakta, I am Sevak. Baddha Dasa, the Ohiman, that is called I am enjoyer. Or Mukta Dasa, I am the servant of Krishna, Seva Abhiman. And Mamata and possessiveness are the cause of the bondage, also liberation. In Baddha Dasa or possession coming with our body and mind, and which are related with our body and mind. My son, my mother, my father, my house, this is also coming. Or Mukta Dasa, the position Krishna is belongs to me. I belongs to Krishna. This is coming this way. So for this regard, my Gurudev explained this way: Aham Brahmasmi, and actual this Abhiman, Aham Abhiman or Mamata is coming. So Aham Brahmasmi, that means I belongs to Brahma. Then coming in the second verse, Tinadapi Sunicheno. This Shankaracharya again another Mahavakya that is called Tattamasi. Tattamasi means you are that Brahma. According to the mood of Shankaracharya, Tattamasi. But my Gurudev very nicely explained. In this, the second line of the first slok of Shikshastak, it is compared with within Chandok Upanishad, Tattamasi, Tattamasi stave ka Setoketu. Oh Setoketu, you are that, you are belongs to Parabrahma. Because this sloka is coming from Shetasar Upanishad. O Setaketu, you are that Brahma. That means you here there are the two kinds of Vastu. Because here explaining, O Setaketu, you are that. That means you belongs to Parabrahma. Parabrahma Jayati Vastu. And Jivadharma also explained this way. There are two kinds of Vastu. One is called Vastav Vastu, a real substance, and another is called Avastav Vastu, that is called unreal substance. Vastav Vastu, that is called the Brihat Chaitanya, and which is the Lord, and another unreal substance is called the Maya. One is called Vastav Vastu, another is called Avastav Vastu. Vastav Vastu, that is called real substance, that is called Lord. Or Avastav Vastu, that is called unreal substance, is called Maya. When the Jivas, Anu Chaitanya, minute conscious being, and contract with Maya, and then he forgets his own identification, and at that time he cannot tolerate the activities of Maya, the three forces of Maya, material nature, and that is the association of pure devotee of Lord. He can return back his own previous pure and constitutional position. In the same way, by rendering of the chanting of the holy names, and the sadhaka, and that means practitioners, the ability to tolerance influence of Maya. The conclusion of this part of this verse is that Jadabustu, material substance, Jadabustu.
Gurudev is offline. We will just wait. One moment, please.
and tad Tatpadartha and Tam Padartha. Tatpadartha means and that the Krishna. Tam Padartha means very clearly that Lord. And in Mayavad Acharya, in Madhya Sa Atma, Madhacharya, he explained some Samhita and explained the Tasait means that they are called is the tat padartha padartha. We are two padartha. Means tat padartha. So when Jiva realized I am the
One moment, please. Gurudev, we can't hear you. Do you hear us?
Punah, anavriti sabdat. That means that one should recite the Sabda Brahma, transcendental sound, again and again. Again and again. Anavriti sabdat, anavriti sabdat. That means the transcendental sound and recites how many times? Again and again. So that is called Pragyana. Brahma means knowledge of Brahma. This is the perfect knowledge. Very clearly explained. And it is the recitation of Hari Kirtan. And Sruvatang Sruvatang Nittam. Gyatang Gyatam. And what is called? Marana. And again you do Kirtan. Again you do remembering. The chanting of the Lord's name and the Lord himself are non-different from him. For this reason, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised to always chant holy names. This is the transcendental sound vibration. Srimad Bhagavatam is the perfect commentary of Brahma Sutra, Vedanta Sutra. For this reason, it is quoted. This is the Srimad Bhagavatam. And Krishna Varnam Tisa Krishna Sangopangvastra Parsadam Jaggai Sankirtanam Pradui Jajantihi.
Let's wait again.
इसके समझना बहुत कठिन होता है, एकदम घूमता रहेगा। वेदांत सूत्र है ना सर। So here also explain this way, and especially they manifested all Ved, Puran, Upanishad, everything is there. But very difficult to digest this philosophy. What is the meaning of Tinad Visuni, Taru Shrishna, Omanino Manadino, Kirtaniya, Sadahari? So this is that means, and one who realizes his own transcendental constituent form, then he realizes that third verses of Sikshastak, Tinad Visuni, Taru Shrishna, Omanino.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Harikatha is over now. So I will ask if we have class tomorrow, and otherwise it will be Monday, I think, because today was a special class. Yes, Hare Krishna, very well.